learning to write effectively is really where you learn how to speak effectively
Hmm.
because you're having to be very deliberate about organizing your thoughts. And so really you want to write a paper almost like you would a sermon in the sense that, or something you were going to be teaching, in the sense that you want to start and flow through this always leading people to an ultimate thought or decision.
Hmm.
Now, one of the things in writing, and you can do this with writing these papers, you can do this when you develop something you're going to teach about. Uh, Start with when you're going to write something, start with writing one sentence that says what am I, what's the goal of this? Why, what is what am I trying to decision am I trying to bring the people to?
Hmm.
And like I was just grading some papers yesterday actually, and this guy wrote a good. I mean, he had some good information in his paper, but it was just all over the place. If this had been a sermon, and by the time you got to the end of it and you called people to make a decision, they wouldn't have had any decision. They wouldn't have had any concept of what decision am I trying to make here. And so there's another little thing. So once you get the
Hmm.
goal, once you write down this is my goal in writing this,
Hmm.
then you go back up and you say, okay, um, and you can it's almost like writing an outline, but it doesn't have to be formal. You can go back up and say, okay, what are the points? So if I want to, for example, if I was writing about David, for example, okay, so what is I want them to know about David? What is that, and what does I want, what do I want this to inspire in their life? What decision am I going to ask them to make? And so you can go back and start with, okay, well, maybe I should start with talking about uh, the value that worship played in David's life.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so,
Yeah.
and so you say, okay, so after I establish that, then really what would be the next thing I might do? And
Mhm.
everybody's got their own choice. There's no rule on how you do this. But the next point might be, what does worship look like in your life? Or I might even go to, okay, the how worship affects your heart.
Mhm.
And so you go down this so you got your target, you got your goal that you're trying to reach. You start with that, and that's going to be your very last paragraph right there.
Mhm.
So you go back and start at the beginning and just think, what do I want to say that's
Mhm.
going to take a person through this thought process of reaching
Mhm.
this particular goal?
Hmm. Yeah. Well, take into consideration, Abby was David's first wife. She must have been musician since he was busy kinging. She must have lead worship for him. So that's why it was so awesome. Bam! The women can lead worship too. This is my whole thing.
There you go. Write it about that.
Yeah. I'm sure she played violin.
Probably did. Probably did.